As you can tell from the title of the video, we are going to make this right here. I am going to show you how to properly make fried king crab. So my recipe is going to be beer battered fried king crab with a lemon dill butter sauce. This video has been highly requested. It is very popular right now, and a lot of people have asked me how to make it. So I'm going to show you the correct way, and I'm going to show you and explain to you the different sections of the king crab that you want to fry. I've seen many mistakes, even people try to argue me down about this. One of the main facts is that you do not fry the shell. You do not eat the shell, so you do not fry the shell. So please keep watching. I'm going to show you how to create this flavorful appetizer, or if you want to change it into a meal. So right here I'm showing you everything you need. I'm showing you a couple large king crabs. I got these from Sam's Club. And then I'm showing you some different herbs and spices. We have some Sazon, we have some Old Bay, we have dried parsley, and we have white pepper and black pepper. In the description, I'll have your grocery list, and I'll have your ingredients and your measurements for you. So next I'm going to educate you on the 3 sections of a crab leg. The first section I'm going to show you is going to be the knuckle. The second section I'm going to show you is going to be what's called the meris. And the third part I'm going to show you is called the tip. So what we want to fry is going to be the meris, which is the middle part that has the most meat. So the next thing you want to do is you want to separate the crab legs. You want to remove the knuckle first, just as I'm doing here, and then you can set those to the side. The next thing you're going to do is take some scissors, and you're going to separate the meris from the tip. Again, what we're going to fry is going to be the meris, and then I'm going to fry the tip as well because these were pretty big. So the next thing after you get everything separated, what you want to do is deshell the crab sections. So I do suggest that you grab some kitchen scissors. Yes, you specifically need kitchen scissors, but if you have a pair of scissors that's for general and you use it in your kitchen, go ahead and do that. But I do suggest you use kitchen scissors. So right here you see me cutting down on one side, and then you're going to see me turn it over, and then you're going to see me cut the other side. This is the easiest way for you to remove the meat from the crab leg. If you do it any other way, trying to pull it, you are going to break the actual meat that is in there, and we want the whole meat. We do not want any broken pieces. We want it all to stay together. So right here you'll see me lift the shell up where I cut it, and then you'll see me pull, and then this is the meat that we are going to fry. So this is the method that I use. If you have another method that serves the same purpose, by all means go ahead and do that. But again, this is what I'm doing. So right here I'm pulling the shell off, and as you can see the cartilage is on there and it is coming right out. So you are going to repeat the process for all of the pieces. Keep in mind that you are using a sharp object, so you just want to be very careful when doing this. And again, removing the shell is really important. What people don't understand is that, like I said at the beginning, you don't eat the shell, so you should not fry the shell. And if you are somebody that is eating a crab shell, if you want to fry it, go ahead and do that. But if you buy anything from someone, if you go to a restaurant and they fry the shell, take it back. The only crab that is fried is a blue shell crab, and it's actually fried. The whole shell is fried. So again, what you do not want to do when you're frying king crab legs is fry the shell. It is an argument. It is a debate. I will not argue with anybody. But like I said, give it back if somebody fries that shell. So right here, the cartilage, you see me looking for it. Some of them, if they do not slide out when you remove the shell, you have to look for it and you have to pull it. I do not have strength in my right hand for other reasons. This is a different story, but what I had to do was try to take some scissors to loosen it up a little, and as you can see, it worked here and it came right out. So now we are going to do the tips. Sometimes the tip, you can just break it here and it'll come right off clean, and then it can set you up just to be able to cut the meat out and then pull it off. So right here you can see that one came off, but then on this one you'll see that it did not, and I had to cut it open. In the tip, it's a lot of meat in there, so you just want to cut it out. So when removing the meat, and if the meat breaks up, you can set that to the side and you can use that for another dish. I actually made some crab dip, hot crab dip, and you can set that to the side and you can make some hot crab dip one day, or you can just simply dip it in the lemon dill butter when you eat the fried legs. It is completely up to you. So right here again, you're seeing me just deshell the tips, and on this one you'll see the whole meat in the inside just slide right out with the cartilage and everything. So you should be all set with that. It does not have to be perfect, but the main ones that you do want to fry is going to be the meris, which is a part that has the most meat that we did in the beginning before this one. And as you can see here, a lot of meat was in this one, but this is Alaskan king crab, so there is a lot of meat in the crab legs. So right here, I'm just showing you what it looks like, and now we are gonna go to the knuckle. So there is a lot of meat in the knuckle. I do suggest that you do use this for crab dip, or you do use this. You can also use this for like a seafood soup, or you can put this in like clam chowder. Some restaurants have like crab, New England clam chowder. I can't remember what restaurant I went to that had that, but it was really good. But I do suggest that you use this meat and you put it in something like that. You would be surprised how many people throw the knuckle part away because they don't know how to get the meat out, or they think that it's no meat in here, and clearly, as I'm showing you here, it's quite a bit of meat in here, and there actually are some crab legs that is bigger than this. You just have to find them. So you want to take your time and make sure that you are removing all of the meat out of the knuckle. And another dish you can use this for is a very popular dish, actually crab cakes. I have a video, I will leave that in the description. I made some before. The traditional way to do this is going to be with Maryland crab, but a lot of people who are buying Alaskan king crab or bigger crab legs, they don't know what to do with the meat again, so you can use that. So after you get done removing the meat from the knuckle, you are going to just reserve that, put it up. I have another one that I am going to remove the meat from, and I'm just going to show you that sometimes they come out like this, but you still want to reserve it. So the next thing that you want to do is just put that in the refrigerator, and then you are going to save the shells. And this is for seafood stock for pescatarians or just people that do not eat meat. But you do not want to throw this away. This is adds a very good flavor for the broth and soups and stuff like that. So now what we're gonna do is we are going to take what we just deshelled and we are going to remove the moisture. So the way that we remove the moisture is just taking a paper towel. This is Bounty paper towel. I feel like that's one of the best ones. I am not sponsored. This is just what I used, and I purchased it with my own funds. So you just want to squeeze it out, and then as you can see here, all the water is coming out. So as you squeeze it, the fat, which is the white pieces that are on the crab legs, will come off. You do not want to eat that part either. So once you get all the moisture removed from whatever container that you're using, you can either rinse it out or you can just go ahead and wipe it out like I'm doing here. This is what it should look like before you season it. So next we are going to season the crab legs. Everything is in the description box. So we're going to do about a teaspoon of Sazon, and then we're going to do about a half a tablespoon of the dried parsley, and then we're going to do about a tablespoon of Old Bay, and then we're going to do probably about a half a teaspoon of the black pepper and the white pepper. I eyeballed it, but for the most part, I know what a teaspoon and a tablespoon and stuff like that measurements are. And if you have more crab, you would add more seasonings, but you do not want to over season your crab legs. So after you get the seasonings on the crab legs, you're just going to give it a nice toss and make sure everything is coated. If you feel like you want more seasonings, again, add more, but do not overpower it. So this is what this should look like before you fry it. So the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to take all of the rest of the seasonings and we're just going to mix them all together. You're going to mix them all together because what we're going to do next is we are going to create two different kinds of batters. So Everything is in the description box. Again, you can add more, and you might want to add it gradually, because keep in mind you can add but you cannot take away. So we're just going to get that well combined, and then I added a little bit more Sazon, about a teaspoon of that, and then I added about another teaspoon of Old Bay. And you do not have to use all of this mixture. What I like to do is add a little bit more, because I make a lot of food throughout the week. So what you can do is keep it, and then the next time you make seafood, go ahead and use it and then add to it. So after that is combined, we are going to create the dry mixture. So the dry mixture, of course, the ingredients and the measurements is going to be in the description box. Is going to be a half a cup of yellow cornmeal. Please use yellow cornmeal, and then we're going to do a half a cup of flour. So you want equal parts of yellow cornmeal and flour. And once again, if you feel like you need more, add more. So the next thing that you're going to do is add half of that seasoning mixture. I added half because I only did 2 crab legs. If you have more than 2, you would add the whole thing from the measurements that I gave you. So you're going to get that combined. You want that well combined before you create the wet batter. So at this step, if you feel like you need more of some seasoning, I do not suggest you add seasoning, because it'll add more salt. So what I would do is add more of the dried parsley or another dried herb if that's what you feel like you need. So it should look exactly like this. And now we are going to go into the wet batter. So fairly simple. We are going to change the dry batter to a wet batter. And the way that we're going to do that is we're going to gradually add beer. You're going to gradually add it because you want it a pancake consistency. And by all means, please use whichever beer is your favorite, whichever one that you prefer. I do not drink beer. I just grabbed one. In my opinion, and my suggestion is to please not grab anything that is light. So the beer is actually helps season it even more, and it gives it a nice flavor. So you do not want anything that's light, because it will take from it versus adding to it. So after you gradually add the beer, you are going to just whisk it a little bit, and again, you want a pancake consistency. So it should look exactly like this. You kind of want it, thick. I don't know how most people do the pancakes, but pancake batter is supposed to be thick, just like this. So after you get it to a pancake consistency, we are going to take the crab legs. We're going to do one by one, because I'm going to show you guys how to do this, and you are going to coat it in that batter. So you are just simply, as I'm doing here, just go ahead and coat the crab leg with the wet mixture, the batter, and make sure that both ends is coated. So then before you actually fry it, to save your house from smelling like seafood, you want to boil some water with 2 sticks of cinnamon. This will help you no matter how much air freshener you spray. You might want to do this just to help the smell out a little bit. Now it is time to fry. We're going to heat up some oil, and then we are simply going to lay the coated crab leg with the batter into the oil. My suggestion is to allow it to cook for a minute and then move it around to make sure it is not sticking. You do not want to move it around right away, because the batter will come off and we want that to stick on. So I'm showing you one by one, and this also is something that you do not want to crowd the pan with. I would do 2 or 3 at the most. So after about 3 to 4 minutes, keep in mind crab legs are steamed, halfway cooked before you get them. So 3 to 4 minutes is just fine. You're going to remove it. It should look just like this. You're going to put it on some paper towel, and now we are going to create the lemon dill butter. So the very first thing that you are going to do is you are going to finely chop 1 tablespoon of fresh dill. Then you're going to set that to the side. Now this next part is very important. I see a lot of people not doing this at all, and I said it, and some people that have sold food has asked me like, what does that mean? So you want to clarify 1 cup of butter. So clarifying the butter just means that you're rendering the milk fat. So that simply means that you're separating the milk solids. So all you want to do is take a mesh strainer, and you want to take the amount of butter that you prefer, and you want to pour the butter through the mesh strainer. Again, we do not want the milk solids. That is what the white chunks that you see. If you've ever bought crab legs, even Red Lobster has did this, you ever tasted the butter and the butter was salty, the butter should not be salty. You should not be using salted butter, and the milk solids should be separated. You should be having clarified butter. So the next time you make seafood, clarify your butter. So after you get the butter clarified, you are going to add 1 tablespoon of minced garlic. You can use minced garlic or you can use squeezed garlic. After you add the garlic, you are going to go ahead and add 1 tablespoon of Old Bay. And again, if you want to use different seasonings, go ahead and use the ones you prefer. Next, we're going to take a 1/2 tablespoon of the chopped dill, and then you are going to go ahead and make sure all of that gets mixed in together. After you get it mixed in, you are going to take 1/2 of a lemon, and you are going to squeeze the juice into the lemon, dill, and garlic. You want to use the mesh strainer just so it can catch the seeds, because you do not want the seeds in here. So you're pretty much done. Well, you actually are done with the butter. So you just want to mix that up just a little bit just to get it infused. So you guys have just fried yourself some king crab legs in a beer batter. So now what we're going to do is we are going to plate it. So you simply want to take a platter of your choice, and you just want to pile the crab legs on it, and then add the lemons as like a garnish. Again, it doesn't matter how you do it. I'm just showing you guys how I do mine, because I like to make it look pretty. So you're going to add the lemon dill butter, and then here I'm just turning it to show you what it will look like. So your finished product should look exactly like this. And now I'm going to open the fried crab leg. I'm going to show you what the inside looks like. So this tastes exactly how it looks. I say that all the time because it does. And this is what the inside looks like as a close-up. It's not overcooked, it's not undercooked. So now you just see me dipping it into the lemon dill butter. If you just want to use a seafood sauce or just garlic butter or just, regular butter, plain butter, you can. But fried crab, I do think that the lemon dill butter adds an extra flavor to it. So right here, you'll see me go ahead and just grab a lemon before you actually eat it and just squeeze it over it. And again, that's adding another layer of flavor. So this is how I eat mine. And I hope you guys like this recipe, and I will see you in my next video.